Oh wow, now it's good. I think here we are hitting the right spot. But there is always a but. Now, is this maybe a bit too weak? This is a never-ending story. Welcome back to this Moka Pot series. This is episode 5 of this journey of discovering different brewing variables with the Moka Pot brewing on induction hob. In the previous video, I started to brew a different coffee. It was a darker roast coffee. If you didn't check that video, you can go there and then come back here, or you can watch this and go back there. Doesn't matter, it's fine. And we discovered that with the same recipe of the previous one, so from the episode 3, it wasn't working very well because the roasting was different, the coffee was different, so I had to change something. In the last episode, what I did, we were talking about the brewing ratio. So we basically reduced the amount of water, keeping the same amount of coffee, and that was to decrease the extraction because the coffee was too bitter. I still have the same coffee, so we are going to keep brewing that one with another approach. So the approach today is that we are continue from that recipe that we were using the last time. So I'm going to wait 18 grams of coffee. Okay, I will use the same 120 grams of water in the boiler like I did last time. The result was a bit too bitter. Now, what I can change is the grind size. If I'm going to grind slightly coarser, I will reduce the contact surface in between coffee and water. I will reduce the contact time between coffee and water because the water will flow faster because the grounds are going to be coarser. So the water will have less resistance to go through the basket. What we will achieve a less extracted coffee. But going to also change the grind size, going coarser, this will also reduce the strength. So we will have a weaker coffee. Okay, now in theory not so much weak, but a bit weaker. We will discover it when I will go to taste it. In the previous one, I was grinding with the Timor Sculpture 78S at 5. I probably go 5.5 just because it wasn't too much bitter. Let's do a double check. 18. Perfect. Now let's place the coffee in the basket. As always, helping myself with a dosing ring and the WDT tool. Again, because it helps me a lot with the distribution of the coffee inside the basket. And it's the 5th time that I say it now. And I will continue to say that distribution is really, really important when you're making Moka Pot, because a very well distributed coffee bed, like you can see here, it will help you to achieve a better extraction. It's very important that the water flow uniformly through the coffee bed. That will give you a better result. Any kind of coffee you're brewing, that is a universal rule. It's not about for light roast or for dark roast or for this or that. No, that is a universal rule. That's why I keep saying it, because it's very important. So just put a bit of care and a bit of effort here. This is doing half of the job. I didn't even pack, you see, like just a couple of taps because I don't want to pack it too much. Otherwise, I'm going to create even more resistance. I want to decrease this bitterness. So I don't need to create so much resistance in the basket, okay? Now, water, again, room temperature, 120. There is always this debate of hot water, cold water, how do you want to brew it? 120. I usually use room temperature water, especially when I brew dark roast coffee. When we're going to pass to light roast, probably very soon, we will discover also what is the effect of putting hot water inside the boiler. But for now, let's keep the same variables. Let's place the basket. No pepper filter. Pepper filter is good for giving you a better filtration, but also creates more resistance. So I will increase the extraction. The strength as well, yeah, but also the extraction. Maybe we can do something here with a pepper filter, but not now. But let's keep this in mind. Let's take the timer and also my thermometer friend. Okay, power, timer on, perfect. And let's go. Let's see what we will achieve. Here I'm expecting to have a coffee that is more balanced, less bitter, so to gain more balance on the sweet side, and but also I'm expecting to have a less strength in the cup. We will see if this is going to be pleasant or not. We will know just by tasting the coffee. We weren't very far from having a really good cup of coffee. But now we will see. Last time the coffee started to come out at 3 minutes 20 seconds. Let's see if grinding coarser, the coffee will come up quicker. Because, as I said, coarser grounds reduce the resistance that the coffee pack creates to the water coming up. So let's see. Now we are just over 2 minutes 30, 35, 2 minutes 40. So let's see in a few seconds if we start to see some action. Oh, here we go. Easy, yeah? 250, the coffee is up. Temperature is quite low, and it's okay. It's actually okay. I need to reduce the power. I'm going to 600. You'll see that it's coming very fast. That means, yeah, there we go. That's it, it's finished. So, power off. 320. The coffee finished when the previous one was coming up. So the same coffee just ground at 5.5 with a sculpture, so just ground coarser. This is fascinating, right? Okay, creating less resistance. Let me put this on my notebook. Okay. The question is this going to make the coffee better? We will discover it just by tasting it. Oh wow, now it's good, it's really good. I think here we are hitting the right spot, but there is always a but. Taste-wise, it's really good. I don't even feel the Robusta in this cup, it's crazy. Now, is this maybe a bit too weak? Because the flavor are there, but from a dark roast blend with Arabica and Robusta, I'm expecting something a bit more punchy, something more. Do I want more? I mean, the flavor in this cup is really good. It feels like it is not that intense like it was before. It's not bitter. The mouthfeel is okay. It's not that like, whoa, like round body, full body. That probably because the contact time was very low. So more contact time as more also you can extract the mouthfeel, the body, all this kind of like juiciness, the syrupy kind of texture that you have in the coffee, in espresso, it's given by the time. So more time you give in contact and more of this syrupy mouthfeel you get. The thing is this, like, I'm very happy. The fact that the coffee tastes like this. I don't know if I want it better. This is a never-ending story. But this is definitely good. All right. Just for reference, let's check the total dissolved solutes. As I said, we should expect something lower compared to the previous one because we went coarser. Okay, the previous one in the latest video was 520 and this one is 490. The TDS is lower, we knew that. As I said, grinding coarser, also you reduce the strength, so the TDS of the coffee, the intensity, but at this point is not really important. It's just a reference for me to understand like how much I can push it or not. Now that it's cooling down, is developing also this mouthfeel that is more syrupy. What I can do, if I want to do something else, maybe placing a pepper filter that will definitely increase a bit the contact time, maybe extract a bit more strength, but hopefully without over extracting the coffee. What I can do is placing a pepper filter and see how it reacts. You know what? Let's make another coffee. I'm going to clean everything and then we're going to make another coffee because I have an idea, but I will tell you in a second. I am back. Everything is clean. Let's make another coffee. The same coffee, of course. Same 18 grams. I will do something that I never suggest, and that is changing two variables at a time. I know, I'm sorry about that. I'm the one saying only one variable at a time, change only one variable at a time, and then Matteo, you're going to change two variables. Yes, I know. I am going to grind this coffee slightly coarser. Now I will grind at 6. Making coarser, what's going to happen? It's going to happen that if before was fast, it's going to be even faster, right? But I'm going to place a AeroPress filter. This should create a bit of resistance, giving us hopefully a more contact time in between coffee and water with the reduced contact surface. Hopefully we will balance even more the cup, but we will see with the results in the cup. Very important if you are cleaning the mocha and making another coffee that the basket is very well dry. You don't need to do a full mocha pot cleaning if from one coffee you're making another one, but the most important thing is that the basket inside is dry. Couple of taps like before. Let's keep this the same. Room temperature water 120. We are not gonna change this. Okay, all right, 120. Place the basket and let's grab a paper filter. Place it here. Close the mocha and we go to the stove. Thermometer, I'm gonna place it here and timer. We are ready to go. Power on. Let's go. Previously, we had the coffee coming out at 2 minutes and 50. We will see if keep the same time because we went coarser with the pepper filter, or it's coming later. I don't know, we will see. But hopefully it's coming out. that's the goal, that the coffee is coming out. I should expect, first of all, a cleaner cup because the pepper filter. Let's see the TDS, probably a bit higher. Now, is it going to be better than before? Because I was already happy with the coffee before. We will see. The pepper definitely created more resistance. There we go. 415. Let's drop the temperature. Yeah, the coffee is a bit hotter than before. You can see the pressure that the paper filter generated. The coffee looks beautiful. Power off. Coffee is done. Let's check the yield. Before we had 81.5 grams, I would say, 81. Now achieve 88. And this is because before we had less pressure, so we didn't have much pressure to push the water, even the water that was, I don't say trapped, I will say absorbed, retained by the coffee pack with higher pressure that we have now, because now we have higher pressure, also generated a bit of this like crema at the beginning. So that was more pressure generated inside the mocha, also because it took longer than the previous one. From 2 minutes and 50 of the previous one to 4 minutes and 15. So that is a time that will help the boiler to generate higher pressure. Higher pressure will push more water out, even the one that is absorbed by the coffee pack from the grounds inside the basket, so you get higher yield. Higher yield can be a trap, because higher yield means that more water passes through the coffee, end up in the cup, so it might generate bitter extraction. But we will see, only the taste will say that. Maybe we need to take a step back, remove the paper filter, and keep it like it was before, or this is even better. Definitely clean. I can feel more intensity. I can feel more the punchiness of the coffee. Slightly bitter, maybe. It's not over extracted, but the one before I think was more balanced with the sweetness. All right, let's put a sample inside the refractometer. I think I prefer the previous one because this has a bit of dryness at the end, probably caused by the longer contact time, the higher pressure, and the fact that probably generated a bit of over extraction. Not bad at all, but the previous one, I think it was better. Higher body, we got it. Cleaner cup, we got it. Maybe it's a bit over, unfortunately. And also I said that I was expecting a higher intensity, higher TDS. In fact, the TDS of this coffee is 5.72. Higher. The previous one was 4.90. The one from the previous video was 5.20, so that's definitely higher. Paper filter definitely helped to increase the intensity and clean the cup. So if you want something very close to espresso with a punchiness, place the paper filter. We saw that a couple of videos before, but with the dark roast can also work. You just need to be careful with the grind size. So you need to go coarser than if you are brewing it without a paper filter. Okay, this is really important. Now, this is the lesson of today. You can go coarser, like the previous coffee, and balance the dark roast. So if you think reducing the water first, and then you think that is slightly bitter, grind coarser. That will reduce the contact surface and the contact time in between coffee and water, and you see that one before faster, but came out very balanced because dark roast is easier to extract. So you balance the coffee. Very nice, clean, really good mouthfeel, sweet, not dry, very balanced, and that is good. If you want to take the extra step and you want to increase this mouthfeel, you want to increase this strength, you need to place a paper filter and not go finer. But you need to go even coarser. Okay, because the paper filter, as we saw, will generate resistance. It will take longer for the water to come up, generate more pressure. That can be good, but also can be bad when you brew this kind of coffee because they are very soluble. That's what you need to keep in mind if you want to get the extra step of the paper filter. You need to balance this resistance by grinding coarser. I think we are done with dark roast. Maybe I will brew with more dark roast in the future, definitely. But I think that we reached the good point. So we took the extra step forward, but we realized, okay, let's take a step back. Let's say the first one that I brew in this video was the best one. For me, of course. For me. That is my personal preference. Try this at home, comment and tell me which one you think was the best. Maybe for you having a bit of bitterness but more intensity is the best for you, or maybe like I said, like for me, they want a bit more sweet with, let's say, a bit more balance, less dry, more juicy. It's up to you. You are the master at your place, so I'm just here to give you advice. I'm not gonna tell you how you should drink your coffee. That's very personal. But for you, it's very important to understand these different variables so that you can apply at home, see which one works for you, and stick with that to achieve the ultimate consistency. And that's it. Now it's time to finish to enjoy the coffee. Double coffee today, lucky me. And I will see you in the next video, probably starting a different coffee, going forward with these variables. Let's take this recipe and do it with another coffee and then change it again. Let's see how it's going to be. Give it a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you didn't yet. Welcome to the family, welcome to the never-ending changing variables family community, but very exciting at the same time. For this video is everything. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next episode, and in the meantime I wish you a wonderful day and delicious coffee. Ciao!